Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be sharing an experience I had on set recently. A lot has been going on in my life. That's why I've been away for a while. Not a bad kind of away, it's actually a good kind of away. It's like, when you're really super busy with, with life and things are kind of like starting to take shape. I had to set up my tripod and camera and sit right in front of the camera to share this very interesting perspective with you guys. A few days ago, I was on set. We were shooting a visualizer video for Omalay's new project, new album. Amazing project. Since that day, I haven't stopped listening to. I think there's three of my favorite songs on that project, and it just keeps playing in my head. I am is number one. I am is number one. So yeah, we was on set for that shoot, production, and something happened that, it's something that usually always happens on set, almost every single time. But this time, I kind of experienced it differently. So I'll tell you what happened. But before I jump into the story, I'll drop this quote. And this is like my personal, this is like what I got from the whole experience. I want to share that at the beginning, just in case, the video is too long and you don't get to stay till the end. Though I'd appreciate if you stay till the end, but in case you can't stay till the end of the video, this is the take. Creativity is a measure of how well you can get out of a bad situation. Clock. Yeah. So it's easy to think that creativity has to do with colors and how you see the world, like see in terms of aesthetics, and but creativity has a lot more to do with perspective rather than aesthetics. It's how you think, it's how you imagine, it's how you are able to get out of a bad situation. So here's what happened. I'll jump right into it. The call time for the shoot was 3 p.m. I was there already with my friend, the stylist, Swazi. I was there on set with the rest of the crew. We're there by, I think, 4 p.m. because we had a delay on the road. Yeah, something happened to the car, Yeah, so we got there and we had to wait for about, I think, 3 extra hours before they arrived. Now, there was no provision for extra lights. It was supposed to be a natural light shoot. The location was awesome. It was amazing. It was like this abandoned warehouse with a lot of windows, so the light was just supposed to flood in from outside. But now they arrived late for some reasons. It was getting to like 7 p.m., 7 p.m. ish, and the sun had gone down, so it was starting to get like real dark, and there was no provisions for extra lights. We're supposed to, there was an option to move the shoot, but O'Malley was traveling the next day, so we couldn't move the shoot, so we had to go ahead with it. We're shooting 2 visualizers for 2 songs. There's still a bit of light. We did the first one. So we're about to begin the second one. It got really dark, and I had to. Everyone started thinking about, improvise. What do we do? I had my tube light I always carry along with me on set because she never can tell, anything can happen, so kind of like always have that on me for backup light. But unfortunately, which is quite unusual, the battery was dead, and it's not the type you could easily charge with like a power bank. It's not the type C. It uses like an actual AC power cable, so we had to like plug it directly to like electric current for it to charge. And this place that we were was isolated. So we started, trying to figure out what do we do. My assistant took the lights with Omar's manager. They went out to look for where to charge the lights, and there was no luck. So director, quickly thought of something. He's like, why don't we use the car lights, like the headlights of the car, to like light the downstairs of the building and just shoot there. At first I couldn't see the vision, but he's the director. We had to just, so I quickly asked him to, go down and try it out, like do it, let's see, like. So he went down, he got the drivers to move the car around, they drove it into the building.
So I don't want it to be straight because otherwise like the whole back is gonna be bright.
Put on the lights and boom. I witnessed one of the most magnificent shots of the year. It was amazing. It was mind blowing, like, guys, I can't explain it. Now, yeah, the floor had like a kind of geometry with a circle in the center. So we put Oma in the center. The cars were like all the way, lighting from the side, and it created this really amazing look, like film look. It was just awesome. So I kept thinking, if we had stayed up there and trying to use the tube lights and all of that, we wouldn't have been able to come up with this super creative look. Creativity is born from problem solving. The more you encounter problems and you're able to there's a part of the brain that gets triggered when you really need to get out of a bad situation. And that is what I call creative thinking. It's like, it just, it's like something flips a switch in your head and you're just like, I think in science, they might call it adrenaline. I don't know if adrenaline has anything to do with how you think. I think it's just like action on impulse, but this is more like adrenaline for the mind, for the brain. It's like, it just puts your thoughts on steroids. Like, they're just all over the place. What do I do? 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 A lot is at stake. A lot is at stake. So if you're able to, when you're in a bad situation, you're able to apply creative thinking to that situation, I assure you, you're going to get out of it, even have a better result than you ever imagined. So I just have one advice before I get off the camera is, stop trying to avoid bad situations, because there's this thing they do to you, and everything I'm saying is like relative. There's some bad situations that you should definitely try to avoid. Definitely try to avoid, because I always go with my tube lights to avoid a situation where I need light and I can't find any. Right? So I go prepared, but at the same time, there's some people who live life too carefully. They just live life too carefully. Like, you're so careful, you don't want any single thing to go wrong. As a matter of fact, when things start to go wrong, you panic, you don't know what to do. You're like, your whole world is crumbling and you're just sulking in the corner. That's not the right way to live, because there's a reason why these problems are, all around us. It's for us to apply creative thinking. Now, if we take this back to, the creation or the early humans, or in the beginning of the world, basically, there were no boats, there were no ships, there was no furnitures, nothing. But there were trees, there were trees, there were animals. God basically gave us like the foundation of everything. So it's like this quote they say, where there's life, there's hope. So as long as you can breathe, there's always something around you that you can use to solve your problem. There's always going to be something around you that you can use to solve your problem. So the early men, they learned to cut down the trees. They learned to carve the trees into boats. They learned to cross the river. All this in quest to solve various problems, either to solve hunger problem, to solve transportation problem, to solve, social problems, whatever it is. So problems are the foundation of creativity.